Unless you have been living under a rock for the past month or so, the launch of 2K has not gone as expected, but this has been the routine for I don't even know how many years now. People just aren't really happy, but this happens with almost every 2K. That leaves the question I find asking myself a lot. What is going to happen for the future of NBA 2K and their games to come? Where do we even start when it comes to the mistakes 2K has been making over the years? I imagine it dates back a while, but the most noticeable downgrade was when they released NBA 2K18. Oh man, I don't even know where to begin when it comes to this game. I probably brought back a lot of bad memories for a lot of you guys watching this video. Easily the worst installment in the franchise, this game was just an utter disappointment. The removal of the affiliations, Sunset, Old Town, and Rivet, and the introduction of the neighborhood really started the extreme downfall for the hardcore and dedicated park players. Now, don't get me wrong, the neighborhood was a cool concept, but was just very poorly executed. And when I say poorly, that's being pretty generous. There were just so many things wrong with this game. They introduced Road to 99, which was basically a My Career simulator, and the core gameplay was just very bad. The only positive thing I could say about this game was the customized clothing and the fact that it didn't have as bad of a launch as NBA 2K20. And NBA 2K18's launch was pretty bad. I mean, people's players were just randomly getting deleted, and some people actually never got those players back. NBA 2K18 was a lot of people's last 2K based on how unenjoyable the game was. Speaking for myself, this was the least played 2K I personally played since getting into the series a very long time ago. I think I maybe played 300-400 park games and never touched the game again. I gave it a couple of tries, but I just didn't think it was worth it. It just wasn't fun. With the combinations of all things wrong with the game, people stopped playing and we saw a lot of people never return to the franchise again. 2K18 single-handedly probably lost a lot of people returning to the franchise, and that's saying a lot. Now, a lot of people say that NBA 2K17 was the last good 2K we got, but it's an interesting conversation because I remember how much criticism NBA 2K17 received when it was in its life cycle. I remember people calling it the worst 2K to date, and I was probably one of them. But if you look back at it now, a lot of people probably have it in their top 3. I guess the saying, "you don't know what you got until it's gone," could be used extremely well here. So with that being said, I think it's fair to say that 2K really started going downhill bad after NBA 2K17. So with the launch of NBA 2K18. Sorry if this is a little confusing. I think that's a fair general opinion, so let's go with that. NBA 2K19 was the next 2K to be released, and I think 2K actually did a decent job with this game. It wasn't amazing, but it wasn't awful. It was definitely playable. Maybe that's due to the fact that it had to one-up NBA 2K18, and that's not really hard to do. Although there were still some pretty major issues. What I will never understand is how 2K didn't learn from 2K18 that we didn't want Road to 99 back and we didn't want the neighborhood. Nobody wanted that back. It didn't go well with 2K18, so why would it go well now? But being 2K, they did what they did. Although they did improve the neighborhood a little bit, I and everyone else would 110% much rather have affiliations and park rep back, not a virtual neighborhood. 2K19 lasted a lot longer than NBA 2K18 did. Well, for me anyways. I did find myself taking a break through its life cycle, but overall, park was pretty enjoyable, even though it was the worst rep system they've ever introduced. To be honest, I don't even want to say NBA 2K19 had an actual rep system because every single person was an Elite 3 by the end of the year. I was an Elite 3 and I took a very long break from the game. As mentioned, there were some issues with the game. I'm not going to dive into all of them, but let's just say lockdown defenders were the best builds in the game. They were slashers, they were 3-point specialists, they were lockdown defenders. Obviously, they could basically just do everything. And also, takeover was extremely unbalanced. Probably 100 other things I could complain about, but we would be here for a long time. Overall, NBA 2K19 was a solid okay. Like if you had to pick between good, bad, and okay, 2K19 would fit perfectly in the okay section. And that's a big part due to the fact that it just had to be better than NBA 2K18. And as mentioned before, that's not really hard to do at all. With NBA 2K18 being the worst 2K ever made, and NBA 2K19 not really blowing anyone away, I feel like this is where people's expectations really started to climb. Like there's no way they mess up NBA 2K20 with their latest 2K releases. They've heard the community's complaints, they've heard what we don't like and what we do like. There's absolutely no way 2K20 comes out and people hate it, right? Well, that's basically exactly what happened, at least at launch anyways. Obviously 2K20 is in its current life cycle, and right now the time period's been released, I swear some people dislike the game more than NBA 2K18. But the crazy thing is, it's not even for the gameplay. I think me and you guys watching this video are just sick of being taken advantage of every single year. Let's be honest, all the drama and scumbag stuff aside that 2K has done, so far the gameplay isn't bad at all. I personally enjoy it and know a lot of people that actually enjoys this year's gameplay for the core gameplay alone. It's just the features and the drama that have surrounded the game since its release. Being lied to by the people who promote their game, aka Ronnie2K, aka Ronnie2Cap, really started the bad taste in people's mouths. With addition to some iffy additions to the game, like badge progression taking way too long, which I think they actually patched to make it a little bit easier, as well as having the exact copy and paste neighborhood that once again, we didn't ask for. Like it's mind blowing how they didn't change a single thing besides when there are park events going on, which I will give 2K props, most of those events look extremely well done. The laziness and the disrespect 2K showed us this year with NBA 2K20 has showcased us, and me especially, one very important thing that will obviously never change. 2K isn't going to listen, especially through the consumers, and the answer is pretty easy. Money. We are going to buy the game regardless every single year because there is no other basketball game to play unless NBA Live somehow makes a comeback or a company comes out of the blue, and that's highly unlikely. Let's be honest, NBA Live is very hard to play and get into. I'm sorry if any of you guys play NBA Live, but I've given it a chance and it's just not for me. 2K has been doing us dirty for years now and don't listen to anything we say. It's almost like they don't care about how their consumers feel about their game because they know they're going to make a lot of money regardless, which is pretty disrespectful, especially to myself. I think you guys feel the same way. As a 2K content creator, this is honestly scary. Not even being a content creator, just being a 2K player in general, this is honestly pretty scary. And for many reasons, but the main one being finally having enough and moving on. I mean, think about it. How fed up are you with this year's 2K based on how 2K as a company have handled themselves? I would say you are pretty annoyed. I know I am. I feel like this year a lot of people reached their breaking point. I've seen a couple of my peers on Twitch and even a couple people on YouTube step away from the platform because of how much they weren't enjoying 2K. I want you guys to go look at one of your favorite YouTubers and tell me if they consistently upload 2K. Maybe they do, but I know a couple who don't. Regardless, I am honestly scared for the future of the franchise. Sure, next gen consoles are coming next year and people saying 2K21 is going to be amazing, but for how long have we been saying that just to be let down every single year? And the fact that the discussion of 2K21 is already kind of a thing is mind blowing considering we're only a month into 2K20. I don't think 2K is going to change anytime soon, and it honestly has me thinking. How do you guys feel about the future of 2K? For me personally, if I wanted to give you my personal opinion, I think 2K21 is not going to be a good 2K. And the reason why I say that is because of all the things I've talked about in this video. If 2K hasn't learned by now what we like, what we don't like, what we want in the game, what we don't want in the game, what makes you think they're going to change it for next year? We're going to buy the game regardless, and I know there's going to be a couple people in the comments because I get this all the time on my videos. He says, or whoever says, we are the problem because we purchased the game. And I do agree with that, but you do have to understand the fact that we are obviously hardcore basketball fans. I know that's the reason why I buy 2K, and there's no other basketball game to play. Therefore, 2K is a monopoly. You understand what I'm saying. But regardless, guys, that's going to bring the video to an end. If you guys enjoyed it, make sure to drop a like and make sure to subscribe to the channel. I'm pretty sure by the time this video uploads, or it may be uploaded and then we hit it, we are going to be hitting 40K subscribers, which is insane. If you guys are new subscribers, I appreciate it. If you guys are old subscribers, appreciate you as well. If you're new though, make sure you hit that subscribe button and make sure you drop a like in the video. Also, leave your opinions on this video in the comments section below. I read every single one and I reply to the majority of them. Thank you guys very much. You guys are honestly changing my life at this point and I appreciate it so much. I'm going to stop talking. I'll see you guys next time. Peace!